Okay.
Hello, hello.
Hi, Babali.
Hi.
How
Welcome,
are you?
everyone. Very good. And you?
Very good.
Good to have you on a Monday as opposed to a regular Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
It is Tuesday. As far as we're concerned, it's
Yes,
Tuesday.
it is definitely Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly. And we're on a little bit later. So thank you for waiting and being on here, guys.
Yes.
Please share if you're here, share the link, get people to join.
But first, tell us if you can hear us well.
Exactly. Let us know if you can see us and hear us well. Find the comment section, get in touch because today we'd love your interaction. And in parallel, I'll also check just to make sure that technically we're good.
Yes, let's see. Let's
Let's
see.
see. Just a
Are we
moment.
good? Here we go.
Let's
Hello,
see.
Poonam, Sarah.
Hi,
Hello,
Poonam. How are
brother
you?
Gal.
Yeah, that sounds great. Perfect. Yeah,
Okay.
all good.
Okay, all good.
So today
Today,
we are talking about a very interesting topic that actually I had a conversation with somebody about it, and it brought up this interesting concept of free will. Oh, William says hello, and Anna, hello. I'm watching from Dubai. Here it's
Dubai,
already
wow.
Tuesday. Yeah, amazing. Thank
It
you.
is Tuesday.
It is Tuesday, exactly. So the concept is free will. Somebody was speaking to me about it, and I had a whole talk with them about is there ever such a thing as your free will, or is it your imagination? Is it the manipulation of marketing? Is it the manipulation of your past? Is it the manipulation of different influences? So if you go to a store and you pick something, is it you that picked it, or is it due to a variety of factors that were predictable that you would pick that and not that? And there is a whole question on is your free will an illusion or can it be predicted?
Okay.
So that's the topic for today.
Okay. So the thing that has the least free will is the physical universe.
Right, exactly.
Okay. And you will see that the viewpoint of people on free will is defined by how low they are from being a spirit to becoming a piece of stone.
Yeah,
So if you are a piece of stone, you believe totally that you have no free will because you don't.
yeah,
And if you cannot recognize truth, you believe that you don't have free will. And if you're in fear, you believe that you are not don't have a free will.
right.
So your free will is proportional to how much you are you.
Yes,
The less you are you, the less free will you have.
correct. Yes, I can see that.
So you are the one that actually create by illusions.
What do you
You
mean?
you create by imagining.
Yeah,
So anything that you have, anything that you had used to be an idea.
right.
Someone imagine it,
Yes, yes,
and then it become a physical universe. So for the people that are low, the users of entertainment, for them, they have no free will because they're users, like drug users. They have no free will.
yeah,
The dealers have free will. The guys that come up with the ideas have free will. And
yes,
even higher free will is the guys that actually sell to the dealers,
yeah,
the
exactly.
businessmen behind it. And
Yeah.
even behind it, there is those people that actually manipulate the whole society and make sure that it will get drugged.
Yeah,
So it is really depend on your spiritual condition. The
100%.
worse you are, the less free will you are. So free will is just a manifestation of the condition of a person. So if you really in a bad condition, you have no free will, and if you're in a good condition, you have free will totally
Yes.
because you are creating. You bring about something out of nothing.
Yeah,
There is no more free will than that.
yes. And that's the whole concept of putting it there. You put
You
it
put
there.
it there. You bring something out of nothing. A person that come up with an idea, a person that invents something, obviously has a free will because he invents something.
Yes,
It
exactly.
is something totally new.
Right,
Yes,
right.
a person that actually is a spirit that operate a body has free will, and a person that believes that he is his body don't have a free will because the body dictates for him what to do. And a person that thinks that he's a piece of a physical universe, like not only a body but worse, everything happened to him, and he just hope for the best, or don't even hope because he cannot hope.
Right. The hope is gone.
The hope is
and
gone, so it's
Total
just his total effect.
Yeah.
has no free will, of course. So
Right.
whoever talk about this free will has a problem of not understanding what does it mean, the gradient scale of awareness from a stone to a spiritual being.
Right. Right. So, and that's the thing, because the average person, well, I suppose there's different people that agree on different levels, but what you're saying essentially is the more you agree that you don't have free will, the more gone you are.
Yeah.
And the more you know that you have free will, the more alive you are. But the average society, the average person right now, how much free will do they have actually?
As much as they're willing to confront, as much as they're willing to look. So you will see in different areas of life, different people have different level of free will.
True.
So an engineer has more free will than a person that believes in superstitions.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. If
Because
there's a ladder, all their free will is gone. They have to walk around it.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you will see that it is so bad when people believe in superstition. You can see a person. You look at the Chinese person, and he's walk, and from time to time he goes right, and then he goes left. You know why? Because everyone knows that the devil can walk only in straight lines.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you'll be like, and in the World War II, the Chinese ships will go and change directions randomly because even if it was against what they want to do, even if it's
Bad
not
for them.
bad for them,
Yeah.
because the devil, everyone knows, walk only in straight lines. So you've got superstition on the one hand, and you've got science on the other hand, and science is the killer of superstition. And after a while, people science become too powerful, so science started to be suppressed. And now the worst thing that you can say in science, I'm sure, I know, of course I can know. You have to say, well, I'm not sure.
Based on our
Nothing is
current-
predictable.
Yeah. I see. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So if people say trust the science, we're going off topic slightly, but isn't the whole trust the science movement, especially during COVID, that was a problem at that time?
There's not a problem to trust the science if you looked at the science, if it's you that looking at the science, if you understand.
Yeah, not robotically following.
But not robotically. So if I am an engineer, or if I'm not an engineer, but I can read,
yeah,
and I can evaluate, and I look at something, and how do I know that something do not make sense? Because there's some piece of information that do not connect.
right.
So, for example, if the science tell me that the size of COVID virus is X, and they tell me use any kind of cloth to prevent it coming in, and it's like saying there's a hole this size that going to prevent something in the size of 0.00000 of this.
Yeah.
Then
And
I don't.
revoked
Then
right
the
through.
science said to me that the science is stupid
Yeah.
because
Yes.
I can evaluate, because I can look at data
Yes,
and evaluate.
of course.
So the fact that someone calls something science do not turn it into science.
I see. Yes, true. 100%.
Some
And that was the whole thing.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the ultimate test, was 2020.
Yeah. So
So,
the fact that someone call it science do not mean it's science. And how do you know that science stopped being science? When someone tell you what is right and what is wrong, what you're allowed to say or not. When someone give you a fact checker that tell you this is a fact, and there will never be another fact, then it's not science, it's superstition.
Interesting, because that's the characteristic of superstition, not
Superstition
science.
is a fixed idea.
Okay. So when science says, I know this is true, no doubt about it, this is what I'm 100% sure, but they're still willing to look.
Yeah, when the science is when it says, look, I know that fact is the current majority agreement. This is my definition of the word fact, the current majority agreement. So when science says, I know that facts are the current majority agreement, and I know 100,000,000% that this is true, for this millionth of second. And a second later, it's not, because I continue to look, I continue to confront. So nothing is stable, nothing is forever. And this is what works right now. But I'm willing for everyone and anyone to bring forward his viewpoint.
Right.
And for me, it would be quite easy to evaluate because I'm willing to experience all viewpoints.
Yes. So that's the ultimate viewpoint
Yeah.
for science.
Yeah, you have to look.
Yes.
I take only what works, but I'm willing to listen. And if one thing do not add up, then I know that I'm wrong. One thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
Otherwise, because if it's true in all cases.
And the word science do not make something true.
Yeah.
When you say science, it does not turn it into
Really?
true.
Wow.
Or the word, or the fact that I have some kind of credential do not make me smart.
Yeah.
Or stupid, or powerful, or weak. It just means that there's some kind of an institution that I managed to pass the exams. It doesn't mean that I actually know. Because most of the time, the people that pass the exam because they cheated along the way. And if they pass the exam at 60% or 70%, they're stupid because they don't know. The only person that actually knows is when a person that got 100%.
Right.
And even then, he needs to prove that he can actually do the work.
Yes. So on that topic, because it's actually very amazing that you brought that point up, because that's actually where my conversation went with those people. They started to say, yes, fine. But the fact that we got into a whole topic of doctors and this and that. And they said, well, who would you rather have on the scene helping you on the side of the road? A doctor who studied for 8 years, or some random person that says they know?
I would prefer the person that have results. The person that has higher certainty, I would go with him.
Yeah. So even if it's not a doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I hire people as software engineers, and most of them, they study and they have credential and blah, 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 but I wouldn't let them clean my shoes.
Yeah, I see. Because they're actually not
because
able
they are
to do
robotic.
Anything. Yeah.
They know how to do copy paste.
Yeah.
But they don't really understand. They create damages.
I see.
So, and I take people that didn't learn in any place, and they know, and they bring results. So a person that bring result at the first moment, he will not even ask you, do you want me or him? If there's something wrong, he will fix it.
Yeah.
Did you see the Good Doctors, Dr. Murphy?
No, I didn't. I know that you like that show, but I don't know. Yeah.
So this guy is autistic, but he's really good. And the first episode is about something that happened in some airport, and he just make it go right and bring result, despite the fact that everyone tell him no, and there's another doctor, and he's and the security people try to stop him, and because he's autistic. But he bring result from first moment. He knows what he's doing. He's doing what needs to be done. He bring result. When you have someone that he will bring result at 0 time, and you will see it. So
True.
If you are not stupid and you believe the certificate of the doctor, you will look at the result and you will hire the result.
Yes, because of course there's countless examples of doctors doing terrible things. Of course, there's incredible doctors.
Yeah, of course.
But it's about the results ultimately. The fact that they studied.
The fact that someone is a doctor do not make him smart.
Yeah.
It makes him someone that managed to convince an institution, ethically or not, to give him a certificate. There was a whole thing in Israel of people that got doctor certificates. They purchased it.
Wow, really?
Yeah, whole thing.
Wow.
They purchased it. They got doctor certificate. They purchased it. They did not go to study. They purchased the certificate.
Wow, unreal. So yeah, if the certificate doesn't mean anything.
The certificate mean certificate.
Yeah. But that's also a big thing for people in general to realize, that just because somebody has a degree or claims that they're an expert doesn't mean that they're an expert, and it doesn't mean that they're necessarily smarter than you.
It usually means the opposite.
Interesting.
Usually it means
Yeah.
the opposite. Why? Because statistically, when you look at the IQ of a person, you will see the IQ of the person from the age of 0 to knowledge the age of to knowledge to the age of 13 goes up.
13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it starts to stay
Plateau.
go a little bit down. And then if they go to university, it goes down. And if they go to life, it goes up again. Why? Because the IQ is a measurement of the level of how many misunderstandings you have. And when you go to university, talk to the average person that in university that's studying, they don't know what they're studying.
Yeah.
They just memorize stuff.
Yeah.
And when they finish, they don't remember a word.
Right. Right.
Go to the average doctor and you'll see they memorize stuff they don't really understand. And when they finish, they don't know a word. And then they go to residence and they learn how to do the things. And they learn how to do the things. Now they learn the practical thing and how to actually do it.
Yeah.
And that's what they know. And then all their knowledge thereafter comes from pharmaceutical reps that come to sell them drugs and tell them what the drugs is doing.
Yeah. Right. Interesting.
Salespeople tell them what the drugs are doing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. That's very true. I'm watching a very interesting show about Oxycontin, which is a terrible painkiller that was made based off of heroin, and it destroyed countless lives and so forth. In fact, you've gotten people off of drugs that were affected by Oxycontin, and it just shows that the sales reps exactly that told the doctors what to do. The doctors listened, the doctors prescribed, and it destroyed the country.
The doctors don't understand. The doctors don't understand. If I'll go to an average doctor and I'll start to ask him questions, I will show you. Bring any doctor you want. They don't understand.
Yeah.
They don't understand.
Right.
They know
procedures.
They know procedures like
they can
a mechanic.
Do surgery.
Yeah, like a mechanic. You take an average mechanic. He knows how to fix the car.
Yeah.
But ask him what exactly happening at the moment of when this valve happen and what's the forces that are operating and why is it that this works like that, and they don't know. Take an average engineer, and I've done it, and ask them some questions. They don't know. They don't know. They know how to build a PCB, how to build an electronic system, because they know that it needs to be like that, because they know that if you want to put a transistor, you need to put this transistor goes with this resistor, and there's a set things that you put together.
Yeah. It's the same, but on a more extreme level of, we know how an iPhone, I know what to do with an iPhone. I know that if I do this on the touch screen, it does what I want it to do. But I have no idea why it does that. I don't know why.
How does it work and what's happening? How come that the screen can read your finger?
Right.
It's hard to people to confront that actually the people that say that they know actually themselves do not know. Let's have a look at the comments.
Yes. So William said, in the Gold Mind, which is a course that we have on our website, I didn't understand something that was said. I'm paraphrasing because I didn't understand it. When you confront, you're looking at the end that you put there and are watching the events unfold before your eyes.
Yeah, you
so
did
the
understand.
topic of confront.
Yeah, you did understand.
Yeah. So
but it's hard to confront.
Yes. Yeah. Do you want to quickly explain that?
I don't
confusion?
know what's the question.
What is confront? I think he didn't fully get that idea of you put it there and then it unfolds.
Yeah. So it's a big cycle, but generally there is two viewpoints. Most people think that there is gullies here. There's a piece of light that hits his shirt, and then it hits my eyes, and then it hits my brain, if I have a brain. And
we
then, we hope. And then I, the spirit, will realize that I looked at a shirt. This is the effect viewpoint. This is the people that think that they have no free will. The light hits this thing and it's just happened.
And that's what most people are taught, that's how we see. Light hits.
Yeah, light hits. Yeah. But actually what happened is that you first put the shirt there. You first know that there is a shirt. Then to make yourself right, you put a piece of light that hit the shirt and come to you, and you say, "Oh, there's a shirt," and you say, "Yes, I'm right. I'm winning." Yes, and in reality, what's happened? How you do that? You first decide, you put it into the future, and then you roll it out in the present time. Now, to fully understand that, you need to do the Confront series, and you will really have a full picture of what it is.
Yeah, that's a series of, I think, 3 lessons, about 2 hours each, that goes in depth on
What is
how do you
confront?
actually confront life, and what is confront composed of, and what is what you see, and is it an illusion, and how do you put things there?
Yeah.
It's on gprosperity.com,
Yeah.
the Confront series, if you're interested. But William, you generally got
You
it.
did got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Anita said, was just thinking of the good doc, seeing all the
Yeah.
parts of the body. Yes. And Anthony, Dr. Google is what exists. You guys are correct.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Most people believe in Dr. Google.
It's not Dr. Google, actually. It's God Google.
Yeah, even higher.
Yeah, it's God Google.
It's a higher degree.
Because if it's written if people look and say, well, if it's written in Google or if it's written in the Bible, obviously Google is right.
Yeah. It's amazing, but that's like, speaking of free will, that's the whole thing, is people lose their free will when they're not willing to say, I put it there, when they're not willing to confront, when they're not willing to say what's true is what I decide.
When they're not willing to know.
Not willing to know, yes.
When they're not willing to know that they actually know. When they're buying, everyone is afraid of being brainwashed or controlled, but for as long as you don't know that you know, you have no free will. You have to know that you know. And when I say that you know, is not that you know because, is that you know for no reason at all, because the spirit is this thing that knows. So only when you actually know, you are you. So if you have a relationship with someone, let's say your wife, and you know what's going on with her, you know what she's doing, you know she's going to call you, you know what's going on, you know she just waked up, you know, then you know.
Right.
And as the relationship deteriorates, it's not that the relationship deteriorates. As you deteriorate, the manifestation is the relationship deteriorate, and so you know less about what's happening with her, and she knows less about what's happening with you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's you deteriorating, and you lose that, you know. And as you improve, that get
goes
this,
up.
I know.
Yeah, and you take a new relationship, and you got this new relationship with this new lady or new guy,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden you are connected. You know what's going on. You know. You just know what's going. You feel her. You know.
Yes.
And if you're not stupid and you don't invalidate yourself, things will improve. And if you invalidate yourself, things will deteriorate.
Right. So we could say that the average, I'm going back to this average person thing, but the average person every day, natively you have free will, but every day the average person is losing their grip of free will. Every day people agree less and less that they know.
Yeah.
They rely more and more on their past.
The more you agree with the physical universe, the more you agree with anything that tells you that you are not source, the less you will be free, the less free you are.
Amazing. What would be a practical example of not agreeing to of agreeing with the physical universe? For example, you don't want to get out of bed when you want to get, like, what would be a typical thing that people start to daily agree?
It's difficult. I cannot do that. I cannot understand it. It's complicated. It's hard. You live and learn. Life is dangerous. You never know. There's endless amount of those things that people robotically say.
Yeah.
And the more they believe in that, the worse they get. My viewpoint is, I know nothing is difficult. I make difficult things for other people, but for me, nothing is difficult.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm willing to win and lose with the same level of enthusiasm, so I don't worry about anything. Never worried one day in my life. You worry? Why? Nothing is a problem.
Yeah.
And I can do anything. I'm not worried about dying. This body is a temporary thing. It's just a machine. And if I need to get a new one, I know where they give free ones.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes, you can pick up another one.
Yes, you can pick up another one. So my whole viewpoint is different.
Yes,
I'm not sitting and I'm afraid of life. I'm making life afraid of me. Yes.
totally, totally. It's amazing. But that's so
It's so
different. But
different.
nobody thinks like that, really.
No, our group do, but
Our group does. But I mean, on average,
the average person go around and say, "Well, God will help me."
the average
Because
person can't even hear you say that.
I
Really,
know,
it's hard for them to even
I know,
conceptualize it.
I know,
Yeah,
and because they are total effect.
yeah,
But the average person think that God will help him, while he knows that God help only those that help themselves.
hmm
The average person will say, I cannot predict anything. I cannot predict what will happen in the next 10 seconds. Just do an exercise and sit down and look at the wall and see, can you actually decide 100% that this wall will be there in 10 seconds? Just do this exercise for half an hour and you see your life will change. Just for 10 seconds, not more.
Wow. Yeah, it's an
Yeah.
amazing one. In fact, that was a very powerful
Yeah. Thing to
drill
get
that we
done.
did in Canada, but much more in depth,
Yeah.
but along those lines.
Yeah.
Speaking of Canada, we have now come back from Canada.
Yeah.
We did a whole incredible seminar called Past Lives. I think a big reason, by the way, that people lose their free will is because of attention
Stuck in the
stuck
past.
in the past. You did a webinar on Thursday last week that was a webinar version introducing for free to everyone about a new series about past lives. It was incredible.
Yeah.
It's actually on this link that we have here, this on the screen this whole time, gprosperity.com/past lives. You can watch that webinar that we did. It's there for everyone to see. It was an amazing webinar, and you have a free replay. We have another one coming on Thursday. It's the final one that you'll do for free, and then the actual webinar series starts.
And then the Jewish webinar starts. We're starting to charge for it.
Exactly. So what can you tell people? I know you have things prepared. What can you hint at for this Thursday?
So you will get a totally different viewpoint on how to be responsible, how to be cause of a life.
How to ensure you have free will.
How to ensure you have free will, yes.
Yeah.
Because most people are not cause of their life.
Yeah.
Really, most people are trying not to die. They're not living.
Right. Yes.
Most people talking about, when you talk to people about past life, they tell you, well, I don't know if I have past life, if there is past life. And the reason they cannot see past life is because they don't have a life at all.
Wow. Yeah.
So you need to recover the person's ability to live these lives so he can actually start to see his past lives. But most people, if you will actually sit down, you see they're not living, they're trying not to die.
Right.
The condition of the average man in the street is worse than terrible.
Yeah, just very careful, closed off, not willing to communicate.
Financially,
scared.
it's a mess. Most of the people are in financial mess.
Yeah.
Relationship are destroyed. Health, they have total no control of their health.
Right.
They're not happy in their life. They don't do what they want to do.
Yeah.
If I will tell the average person, you've got another hour to live. Now look at what you're doing right now, and what will you do if you have just one more hour to live? You'll see that the average person will change everything he's doing.
Yeah.
At that moment. It means that he was not living up to now.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, that's actually a very good way of explaining that.
Yeah, he was not living up to now.
Yeah.
If someone will tell me I've got another hour to live, I said, okay, good. I have my coffee. I'm producing. What's the problem? Like, what do I change? Nothing.
Yeah.
Zero. Someone asked me the other day this question, and I said, zero. And he said, no, you are not serious. I said, because I'm not serious, that's why I am actually can answer that, because only serious people, dead serious people, people that are heavy and everything is serious,
Yeah.
will want to change everything. Nothing. I don't want to change everything. Everything I'm doing is exactly what I want to do when I want to do it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Not because I have things, but because when I had and when I didn't have, and it's irrelevant. I do what I do when I do it because I want to do it, and that's it, and for no other reason at all.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. Incredible.
So
That's yeah.
this whole idea of people are actually not alive.
Mm-hmm.
People are not alive.
Yeah.
They're trying not to die.
Right.
And why that? And so you first of all have to recover the ability to live.
Mm-hmm.
You need to explain to people how to become cause of this life before they can entertain the idea that there is past lives.
Mm-hmm.
And they cannot entertain the idea that there is past life because they don't have current life.
Yeah, right. And I think a lot of times people even want to, they've heard of past lives, but they use it as a way to just further not confront this life. It's like an escape.
Yeah.
So they do all kinds of weird methods to escape now by looking, and
Yeah.
they don't ever get the answers. But that's not the key. The key is to understand now, and then
understand
everything
what does it
unlocks.
mean past life, because past life for most people is life that I lived before, but life is actually an illusion. So an illusion that you lived before.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, interesting.
It's something totally different.
Yeah.
It's really different. It's not, and watch the webinars, you'll see, you will learn.
Yes.
There's a lot to learn, and everything that you learn is different than what you expect.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're actually willing to look, you'll see that it makes sense.
Yeah, and your life changes.
And
There's results measurably.
Results. So even if it's nonsense,
Yeah.
who cares? If I get results, if there's a machine that print money,
Mm-hmm.
and the machine is a false machine, it's an illusion.
Yeah.
It has no power of choice. It's whatever. I take the machine, I use it.
Yeah.
I'll use the machine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if the idea of past life actually solve problems and it print me money, not a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. It brings results for people.
If it brings results, if it brings you results,
more
wonderful.
happiness, more success in life, better relationships, better health,
body, better this,
yeah.
blah blah blah. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Amazing. And that's really, I mean,
that's the bottom line.
That's the bottom line. And that's what's happening all the time.
Science is all about.
Yeah.
Science is about results. It's not about theories and not about certificates and not about credentials.
Mm-hmm.
Science is, can you bring results?
Yeah.
And if I can bring results, I don't care if it's called past life or past pop-up.
Yeah. Yes. So if you're on here and you're listening to this, go to gprosperity.com/past lives. Really sign up. It's free this Thursday, September 7th. It's at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is about around midnight South African time. Hour and a half, life-changing webinar available to anyone.
Yeah.
Just go there. You can also get a free replay of the first one, but just sign up for this Thursday. You have literally nothing to lose.
Let's check I think there's one
more.
more.
So first of all, Farida said, thanks for sharing. You're very welcome, Farida. And Rashina had a question. What about when one's will is secondhand ideas from his environment that he just automatically follows, mistaking them for his will?
It's not a will. It's a command. It's like do you think that a robot has a will? If someone gave you a command, for as long as you have a reason for what you're doing, for doing what you're doing, you are a robot. Mm-hmm. When I talk about the spirit no, for no reason at all. There is no prior cause.
Yes.
Now there's a lot to learn about it, but the basic idea is for as long as you have a reason for why you do what you do, you're a robot.
So those people that see a Coca-Cola ad and they say, you know what? I want a Coca-Cola now.
Robot.
That's a robot. Exactly.
Yeah. But even if you say the reason I'm behaving nicely to my wife is because I want her to robot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, there is no reason why I behave nicely to my wife. Mm-hmm. Because me, the spirit, is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't need a reason. I just do what I know for no reason at all. And I will always bring the correct results. It is always when you get into the field of reason that you start to get into problems.
Amazing.
And it sounds weird, and everyone thinks that thinking is very important and reason is even more beautiful when you got up from the bottom. Yes, of course, when you deal with the physical universe, you need reason. You need a way to, in order to bend something, you need force to bend it. But when you deal from the spiritual universe, there's no reason at all. Something out of nothing. You just know.
It's that idea of creating, and
Yeah.
actually you can bend it by a decision.
Yes.
And that's the highest level.
There is no spoon.
There is no spoon. Yeah. Anna-Ree Mellor said, 100%. I enjoy my things I do in life. You have taught me how to grab every opportunity in life and to do it to the best of my ability and to change my thought processes. By thinking differently, you create and have the courage to make the change in your own life and other people's lives. You guys are amazing. Thank you very much. That's amazing.
Thank you.
That's amazing that you also applied it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Any questions?
Yeah. Any questions whatsoever?
We're about to
wrap it up here. Yes. But any questions about free will, about what we talked about any of the subjects that he just threw out nonchalantly that are extremely powerful and that are like nothing to you, but it's really amazing beyond that. Rushina said, thank you. You're very welcome. And great. I think that's about it. We'll give it another 30 seconds if somebody wants to type a question. But that really was amazing and answers it well. Thank you. Mwah. And I like that we talked about free will fully, but we also talked about some other things that are really powerful concepts. They can totally change the way somebody
100%.
looks at life.
It's really what we talking about is a little bit of high gradient.
Yeah, true.
But in reality, if you listen to what I said and actually duplicate, you will see that apply it and it will change your life to the better. So that's it. Just apply it.
Yeah, exactly.
You will know that it's true.
100%.
Yeah.
Anna said, these interviews are my favorite to watch and then even more fun to listen to them again on Spotify while driving. Love it. Thank you, Anna. Yes. By the way, all of these live interviews get turned into podcasts available on all your favorite podcast platforms, from Spotify to Apple Podcasts. So if you ever want to listen to them only, you can at any time.
But it's better to watch them because look at this guy.
Look at him. Anna said, and yes, tonight's interview was super wow. Anyone here tonight got the best info. Agreed.
Thank you.
And Anna-Ree said, being a nurse and helping people change their viewpoints in life makes a great impact. 100%.
That's very important. Yes.
Yeah. It's amazing that with you, Anna-Ree, that has this data, can be the best nurse in the world, because you can also tell them more than just fix a temporary issue.
Yeah, and you can see that the viewpoint defines the condition of the person. It's not the condition define the viewpoint. The viewpoint define the condition. And what science, so-called science, and everyone else try to convince you is that you need to face reality. No, you don't need to face reality. You need to create reality. Only stones face realities. We, human beings or spirits, create reality.
Yeah.
That's the difference between the physical universe, dead robots, to a human being. Human being create reality. Spirits bring about something out of nothing. And physical universe, stones, need to face reality. Only stones face reality.
That's right. And you can see that the powerful people that we know of in the world today are creating reality.
Yeah.
And anybody can do it. You don't need to be someone. And Anna-Ree said, you guys helped me change my viewpoint, and that cause and effect is what creates the difference.
Yeah.
Exactly. Amazing. So amazing. All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for being on. Please share this if you enjoyed it. I'm sure you did. And thank you, Abba.
Thank you. I love you.
I love you. All right. Thank you very much, guys.